My friends, my amigos, Shane here. Today I'm going to share with you 7 secrets or inside scoops about the greater Palm Springs area that locals know that you may or may not have heard before. I'm tossing in an honorable mention to boot. Quick disclaimer, these are in no particular order and not an exhaustive list, as there are probably more things out there that you may have come across in your experience, so feel free to drop your tips in the comments below. Let's do this. Now, if you like Gordon Ramsay, you'll love the first in our list, or as I call it, the shut it all down. Well, not all down. As you know from my previous video, we rely on our seasonal tourism, and during our summer months when temperatures reach 120 degrees, well, those dollars seek cooler climates, and our local dining and retail feel the crunch. And to compensate, some restaurants and retail stores shut down in the summer. It's a bit hit and miss depending on the establishment, their policies, and how well the season was for them. So if you've got a favorite, check out their summer schedule before heading out, or lest you'll be unpleasantly surprised reading the closed until October sign on the front door. On to number 2, or birds of a feather. See, we've got a few different types of non-full-time residents here. One you may have heard of, those are our snowbirds. They come to get away from the cold and the rain and join us during our cool in-season months. Yet the second you may not have heard of, those are our sunbirds, who flock here during peak temperature off-season summer months to bask in the dry heat. Yep, coming here for the heat. On to number C, but first, if you're liking this, hit that like button below. I would really appreciate it. Onward! Have you ever heard the phrase, "It's a rollback the roofer"? Now that may just be something that's said among my family who happen to be third-generation residents, or maybe it's more widely used than I'm aware of. Either way, I'm not referring to the guy on the roof about to fall off after a 3-martini lunch, nor do we actually roll back our roof. But after hearing that, I know instantly that it's cooler outside than inside. And I usually move to fling open the doors and windows to get that cool breeze running throughout the house. On to number next. If you've lived here even a short while, you realize that each city has its local entertainment, grocery amenities, all the things you need for daily life out here in the desert. As a new resident, you'll be checking out all the new and exciting parts of the valley, quite willing and even excited to travel across our cities to your favorite grocery store or restaurant or car wash. I mean, the distance from Palm Springs to Coachella is only about 25 miles as the crow flies. Well, after a few years, the luster and new area smell may have worn off for you. And you'll probably hear this from your friends, or maybe even coming from your own lips, that there's no way in heck that you're driving to any city more than 15 minutes away, and don't get me started on driving all the way to Palm Springs or all the way to Coachella. So if you're coming from a big city where a 30-minute drive to the grocery store is commonplace, don't be surprised when you get some resistance to bobbing over from Palm Springs to La Quinta for a quick lunch. On to number 5. If you spent any time downtown Palm Springs, you may or may not realize that the small town vibe is certainly well preserved. No high-rises, no looming apartment complexes, and in fact, no buildings over 60 feet allowed. So that's where our local homeowners can get an unfettered view of our beautiful mountains. So when you move into your mid-century modern home with a stunning view of the San Jacinto mountain range, you can thank the city government of Palm Springs for your unobstructed enjoyment. On to number 6, or as I call, keep on driving. As you journey down Highway 111, which runs along the southern part of the Coachella Valley, you'll come to a mid-valley stretch where you'll see a bevy of fast food restaurants. But no way to keep the pedal to the metal while grabbing a bite on the way to your next meeting or tea time, because there isn't a drive-thru available. They're not allowed along stretches of Highway 111, and this is still an ongoing ban-unbanned scenario, typically involving national fast food chains who want to move in and provide that fast in-car service. The most recent snubbing was the city of Rancho Mirage blocking out SoCal darling In-N-Out from building along the 111 freeway in 2020. So if you got a hankering for a hamburger in Mid-Valley, you may have to keep on driving. But before I get to my last on my list, a quick honorable mention, as it's not really a secret or insider information, it's probably just one of the first things that you do if you were in from out of town, or a local wanted to take you somewhere fun to do on a lazy afternoon. And that is the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway in, you guessed it, Palm Springs, which is the largest rotating aerial tramway in the world. Opened in September of 1963, and the rotating cars were added in the year 2000. Come and enjoy a 10-minute ride, as you may experience as much as a 40-degree temperature difference once you reach the restaurant and outdoor areas up top. On to number 7, and this answers the burning question, when does the season start? There's some debate around here when the season really starts, and some of that depends on what you enjoy most. If you've got your suntan lotion and waterproof speakers ready to play poolside, you might think we kick things off with a white party in late October. But the season really starts a month sooner in late August, early September with the Dinosaur Weekend, now termed the Dyna, which is touted as the largest queer, lesbian, non-binary event in the world. Now, switching gears to our snowbirds, our season usually starts November, December, when they come up to open their homes over the holidays in preparation for a longer stay in January or February. For our golfers, it's either when it's cool enough to hit the links, but certainly not later than the start of the American Express Golf Tournament, which is part of the FedEx Cup, which tees off in January. So pull the wrapper off that new holiday driver, yell 4 as you work your way to the 19th hole. For our weekend visitors, the season pretty much starts when the temperature moves into the 70s, which is usually late November, early December, that prime shopping and outdoor dining time. Now, I've dropped the links to all those events I just discussed down below, and you can go check them out if you'd like. Of course, the follow-up question to that is, well, when does the season end? Well, we pretty much all agree on that. Once temperatures start climbing toward the 100s and beyond, that clears out all but the locals, and we see free-flowing freeways, available restaurants, and open sidewalks, which is usually late June, early July. So that's it. My 7 things you'll find out about once you really live here. What have you heard about the Greater Palm Springs area? Or if you live here, what would you share with a newcomer to our area? Comment down below. And as always, hit that like button and be sure to check out this next video. My friends, my amigos, my shamigos, I'm Shane. Thanks for watching. Have a Palm Springs day.